Brodes Media.
Aaron Nola. Kidding me? 7 scoreless? Ew. I wasn't even nervous in the 5th. Couple base runners on. Here comes Altuve. Here comes Bregman. Not today, motherfucker. Not today. 5-0. This team's looking good. Hey! This team is looking good. They're looking good. Is that 4 straight? Come on now. Oh. Nicky C. Most consistent hitter. Delivers 3-run jack. Nicky Bomb, some would say. It actually gets started with the bottom of the lineup. What do you know? Something I've been talking about. I've specifically mentioned Stott and Marsh getting off the schneid. But it is important when Hayes, which is the last hitter in your order, can double to start off an inning. And then when you roll the batting order from the top and you get to the Schwarbs, the Turner, good things happen. So what do you know? JT with 2 hits, 2 runs scored, batting 6th. Or was it 7th? He was batting 7th. Marsh with a hit out of the 8-hole. Hayes with the big double out of the 9-hole. He had 2 hits. You had 5 hits out of your 7, 8, 9. I do think it's important for the whole damn lineup to get rolling. That's when they become the winning baseball team that we demand. You know what's happening here? I'm starting to even buy into some random players. Meaning, who doesn't get juiced up for Ruiz taking the mound right now? And I've recently mentioned Kerkering too, getting on my radar. I've taken a bit longer to get on the Orion train. I know a lot of fans have been talking a bunch about his greatness for a while, but I don't know. I was always uncomfortable. Well, it's definitely trending in the right direction for Kerkering. And if you're going to add Ruiz into the mix as well, some fire! Some arrogance! Listen, right now, with the way the team is desperately trying to find itself, show me some personality, damn it! Because reality is, majority of the time that I see any sort of personality, it's pouting from Alec Boehm, who, remember, had an opportunity in the first to get to Justin Verlander early. And this man runs through first base, grounds out into a double play, and does the helmet toss. It reminds me of Happy Gilmore. Here comes the putter throw. Oh! He contained himself. That's what Tom McCarthy and Crucky hopefully one day will say about the Bowmanator. Made some pretty solid, remarkable defensive attempts out there, to be fair. So we're obviously going to study if the offense is ruining the defense or if he's going to take his inability to produce offensively into the field with him. We're not there. We're not there. But for whatever reason, it does irritate me when he cries. But I digress. Aaron Nola was no joke. I was thinking about this during his start today. I don't know how this is going to end. And if we do end up getting a World Series championship out of this core that we currently are going to war with, then obviously he goes down as one of the greatest ever. But I was kind of just throwing this around in my mind of, let's say hypothetically, and it makes me sick that I even bring this up. But I'd be lying if I pretended it didn't. So, what would Aaron Nola's legacy be? If this group never won, they failed, but he throws over 200 innings and gives you however many more years of this. I mean, he signed a fat deal. What if we get this for the rest of his contract? 200 innings nonstop. Dude's a workhorse, man. When you see how others can't do a damn thing after they get to 130 innings, 140 innings, they hit a massive wall. Yes, there are absolutely things that upset all of us about the Aaron Nola experience. Home runs being the number one thing. But all he does is take the ball a billion times every year and throw a ridiculous amount of innings. That's all he does. And by the way, he gives you 7 scoreless against the Houston team. This was a big game. I needed a series win. Taijuan Walker gets the ball tomorrow. Now, I have no idea what Taijuan Walker's going to bring. Who knows? The Phillies may actually be feeling themselves so well right now that they could potentially even find a way to grab a dub in a night where he starts. It is possible. I don't want to get too crazy. But right now, it's a big unknown. So Nola's start, in my eyes, was essentially for the series. Because I can't trust Taijuan. And he went out there and pitched a masterpiece. This was the fucking Mona Lisa. It's a little aggressive. It's probably nowhere close to the Mona Lisa. It wasn't a 9-inning complete game shutty. But it was a lethal performance. And whenever he did get into trouble and a few guys had a single, don't worry about it. We'll get some lineouts. We'll get some flyouts. He threw what? Maybe 102 pitches in his 7 innings? Just super sharp. So I guess my point when I was talking about, just what is his legacy? It's one of those where I get the frustration with him. Trust me, I really was one of you. And I'm talking to the haters. I was one of you earlier in his career. Once we started to see the postseason, though, I recognized that he does have big stones. And Aaron Nola can't go, I don't want to say unnoticed, but don't take it for granted. Because Aaron Nola's career, it's special. The longevity of it, if it projects out to what I envision it projecting out to be. The way he demands the ball, he's healthy, he's available for you, he throws so many innings. It's not normal to have that type of longevity, that type of health, that type of career with one organization. And that's okay to notice even through the disappointing starts that is sprinkled in the really strong ones, for whatever it's worth. All right. So when they got the extra run in the 7th, because it was stuck on 4-0 for a long-ass time, about 4 innings or so, you got the weird bleeder blooper where there were 3 Astros collapsing. It reminded me of football. You got a safety, you got a linebacker, you got maybe another linebacker. They're all crashing in to try and make a play, and the ball just drops right in there. They didn't even need it, to be fair. Definitely didn't need it, because there was no way this Houston team was winning on this night. I thought the team, once again, back-to-back, team-oriented win. Starter, bullpen, bravo. Offense, your power hitter demolished one. How many times have we seen a pitch that should have been crucified? And instead, we're talking about how it was just missed. That wasn't Nick. And Nick has been insane. I mean, Nick has been wild. It's not the overwhelming amount of, power hitting, but all around, the way that he's been seeing the ball and even getting an RBI single or continuing to pass it to the next guy, earn a walk. I mean, outside of swinging at the first pitch, I guess here's sort of what it is, right? For all the flaws with Aaron Nola, you still look at the greatness and how it outweighs the negatives. With Nick Castellanos, the negative is this dude's got to swing at the first pitch. He's got to hack at it. I mean, he wants to 99% of the time. So it gets annoying. But outside of that, single up the middle, scores a run, 3-run jack, doubles to start an inning. You name it. You name it. He has been incredible. And a huge reason why they've been somewhat turning the tide is Nick and his leadership, which is very unique. He's got one hell of an interesting personality.